Welcome to QA Automation Hub. So in this video, we'll see when we have to use this while loops, for loops, and do while loops with an example. So we have already seen the basic explanation of all these loops and all a similar way, right? It is happening in a similar way, but when we have to choose these loops, so that I will give some examples so that you will have some idea that when we have to choose for loop, a while loop, and do while loop. Okay, so in this comment you can see first the for loop we will see. Okay, the iterations are known. You are known about the iterations, how much time it needs to be executed. Okay, so at that time you have to go for a for loop, and even if you have the iteration needs plus increment or decrement operators. Okay, even at that time you need to go for a for loop so that it will be easier, right? It everything needs to be given in the one line, so it is easier to go for a for loop at that time, and the readability also will be good in the code. Okay, so iterations are known, and if it has some counter increments or decrements, then you go for a for loop. Okay, while or do while loop, iterations are unknown. Okay, you don't know how much time that loops needs to be executed. Okay, at that time you have to go for an while and do while loop. Okay, and you don't want to use increment or decrement operators, then also you can go for an while or do while loop. Okay, and this do while loop, when you have to go you when you have to choose at least once the code needs to be executed before the condition checks. Okay, there will be some case like one thread needs to be started, or one connection needs to be started before the condition checks. At that time of programming, right, you can use this do while loop. Okay, because in while loop it will check the condition first, and if it is not correct, then it will come out of this loop. But do while, at least it will start that connection, or at least it will start the thread before the condition is checked. Okay, so in that sense you can use do while loop. Okay, so let's quickly see the differences with an examples now. Say for example, if I want to store a country name, right, I will use string. Correct. For example, I am storing it as India. So this is one value, so I can use it and store it with string, right? If I want a group of country names, then we will go for an array list or list. Okay, then I have to give something like array list, and I need to create an object for this array list, then give. So this is a simple syntax for creating an array list. Okay, so don't bother about this one, we will see it later. Just to show a difference between for while and do while, I'm creating this one, and this is how you will create. Okay, so I'm just adding it. You can add it later also. If you want to add it in the single statement, then you have to use this arrays or dot as list. Okay, so for now, just understand that we are adding some group of country names into a list. Okay, and USA. Okay, I am adding this one. So this I have added now. How it will be get stored in this heap memory? Like it will have an index. Okay, first index will start from 0 always, and 1 and 2. Okay, and this list first it has India, right? So India will get stored in the 0th index, UK will get stored in the first index, and USA will get stored in the second index. Okay, but the size of this list will be 3, because 1, 2, and 3. So the size will get us we will get it as 3, but the index will start from 0. Okay, so remember this always. And let us create a method now quickly here. Public static void, we'll put something like loop difference. Okay, so I'll put this line here inside this method, and you need to import arrays and arrays list from the Java util. Okay, so that you have to import it, and now we will try to print this 3 value using for loop first. Okay, so I'll create something like for loop. So first let's try to print this one with for loop. Okay, and for how you'll give it as int equal to 0, right? Anyway, you'll the size is higher range, so from 0 you have to start. So initialize the variable as 0 here, and I is less than country list dot access the size with the method. Okay, that is available in array list, and I plus plus increment operator. Correct. So we are going to go from 0 to second index. So increment operator and initializing the variables, because index is in 0, right? So initializing with 0. And now let us print this country name here like country names, or we will use the country list object to get the value. So these are some methods available in array list. Okay, so I'm just for printing this, I'm using this method. Okay, we will see this later in the separate video. So loop difference, let us execute it here. Okay, and I'm running this program now, and you can see it will display country names are India, country names UK, country names USA. It prints all three values using the for loop. You got it? And okay, so now we have done this one, right? So you should not give equal to, okay, because if you give equal to, then it will search for the third index. We have only two index, right? Still two only we have. So if it search for the third index, right, then you will get an exception. Okay, so when you are getting the size of the list, right, you have to give it properly. You should not give the index that are not available. You can see here it is out of bound exception, index out of bound exception. So 3 is not available. So always give as less. Okay, don't give equal to. All right. So now let us do this program with while loop. Okay. So the similar program I'm going to do it with while loop now. Okay. And let us close this one. First we have to give while, and okay, we need to initialize, right, int I equal to 0. All right. And what is that? Country I is less than, this is the condition, right? So we are going to give it inside a while loop and open and close the bracket. Just print this one here. Okay, so if I run this program now, first it will run using the for loop, and then it is, okay, some infinite loop is running. One second, we will check it. What happens? Oh, okay, we didn't give the increment and decrement, right? That's why. Okay, so you got it, because it doesn't increments the value, right? So it will come and check here, 0 is less than 3, so it will keeps on printing the first one. That's the thing happen now. So give the increment operator properly. You want to end the loop. Okay, so here you can see for loop, first it displays the three values, India, UK and USA. While loop, it displays the three values properly. And the same thing if you want to try with an do while, that also will try now. Okay, so do while, right? Do while loop, and first we need to initialize the value. Let's initialize as j now, because already we have a local variable as I. So I'm initializing it as j now, and inside the do block, let us print this and do it. Okay, and finally we need to put the condition for do while, right? I'm putting the condition for do while, and you have to give the semicolon. Okay, so we are doing this with the do while loop now. You run that, it will not have any problem. So these loops are alternative one. Okay, it will not have any issues. And here you can see it is throwing some error. What is that error? Oh, okay. So j, right, you have to give it as j plus plus. So use the variables properly. Okay, so since we used it I here in while loop, right, I use the same thing here. That's the problem. Okay, now you can see while loop, do while loop. So everything, so we you can use any loops, those are only alternatives, but in some situations, minimal situations, you will get the requirement to use while loop alone. You will get the requirement to use do while and for loop. Okay, so you have to choose the loops properly at that time. So now you can see, as I said, you know about the iteration. Okay, so the country list dot size gives the iteration range for you. Okay, it gives you three or four something. And this increment operator you need to use, because you have to loop and display the country name one by one. So for this example, I prefer you to choose the for loop instead of going with while or do while loop. Okay, you can use this two also, it is running, right? We have seen that. But since the iteration is known here, country list dot size, we know it is 3, and increment operator we have to use for printing the values, all these three values. So just go for loop in this situation. You got it? Okay, and now we will see an example for choosing while loop. Okay, so we will use the same method. I have removed the code that we have seen before in the first example, and here you can see I have a read dot text. Okay, so here the first line has QA Automation Hub, the second line has Java tutorials, and the third line has Dinesh. Okay, so I want to print this three lines one by one. Okay, and it can have multiple lines also in this text file, but we will not be knowing how many lines it has, right? So this is what the iteration is unknown here. Okay, so here instead of going for an for loop, okay, you can choose the while loop. Okay, and let me see, first we have to read this file, right? So we will create some uh, java.io. Okay, input new file, and we have to give the path of this read.text, right? Read.txt. Okay, and yeah, we have to import it from java.io. So this is something like input and output operations, right? And for the reading this file, right, you have multiple ways like buffer reader, scanner. You have many ways. Let's use scanner method now. Okay, okay, I will create an object read while. Okay, so this is the object name I'm creating it, and new scanner, and you have to pass the file object here. Okay, and you have to import this scanner. So these are some ways to read file from your things. Okay, okay, what is the error here? And okay, ask us to throw the declaration. Okay, because if the file is not available, right, then it will be a problem. So it is catching the exception here. All right, so now we will use the while loop here. Okay, so what while loop will do, using the scanner object, okay, is checking whether it contains the next line, okay, in the text file, and we will print the value of that line also. So you have to use the same read while dot what is that next line. Okay, so it will print the lines one by one here, whatever we have it, right? It will print one by one. So this is what we are going to do with this while loop. Okay, so let me print it like while here, so that okay, while loop, I have a print statement here. Okay, so let me run this program now, and what is this? Okay, it is asking to throw the declaration here as well, since we are calling that method. Okay, and I'm going to run this program here using while loop. I'm doing it. Okay, and here you can see Q Automation Hub, Java tutorials, Dinesh. So whatever we have given in this, it is reading one by one. So this is it doesn't know how many lines are there. Okay, if you add another line also, it is going to display. Okay, if you add another line also, it is going to display, because it doesn't know the iteration, but using the scanner method, it is reading the line one by one in this text file. Okay, see here it displays Chennai also here. Got it? So nothing, you don't bother about this function. It's just an input output operation using Java. Just using this method, we are getting the text file in this file object, and using the scanner method, we are passing that file object, and we are reading the line one by one inside this text file. That's what we are doing it here. Okay, but we are doing it with an while loop. You got it? So this is what the second thing I told. Iterations are unknown, and you don't want to use the operator symbols also, plus increment or decrement here, right? Because we are going line by line. Okay, and we are printing it properly. So this is why you have to use while loop in this situations. All right. Say for example, we are going for an do while loop here. Okay, I'm going for a do while loop. Then what we'll do? We have to do the same thing. Okay. Okay, so now I will create a separate object for this do while, since it is running here, right? Then it will fail. So I'll create a separate object like read do while. Okay, and we have to put do, right? Inside this, let us print this statement here. Next line, and we will put the condition while. What is the condition? Read while dot next line is available or not. It is checking here. Okay, either the line is available in this read.text it is there or not, it is checking. Okay, so that's what it is doing. So here I will tell you an example. If you run this program, right, okay, let me close this one. You can see it will, okay, it is throwing an exception. Okay, so why it is throwing an exception, let's see. Oh, okay, okay, sorry, I didn't use this object, that is the problem, sorry. Okay, so now if I run this one, it will execute properly and it is going to print each line that is available inside this read.text. See here, for while loop it has printed, and for do while loop also it has printed. So both are doing the same operation, right? But I will show you one thing. If I remove this all lines, right? If this file is empty, and if you are running this program, now you can see the difference between the while and do while. See, while loop it just prints and it is not throwing any exception. But for do while, right, since it is printing this line first, this object will check for the lines inside this read.text. It is printing, it is trying to get that line, but no lines are available here. Okay, so it is throwing an exception. So in this case, you have to go for a while loop. Okay, then only you will not have any exception in your program. It will just come and check here whether first it is checking the condition. Okay, whether it has any lines or not, and then only it is going inside and printing the line. So it is better you have to no. It is good to choose the while loop for these conditions. Okay, if you choose the do while, see here. First, it tries to print the values inside this read.text. Nothing is available. It is null. So it just throws the exception here. You got it. So this point you have to go for a while loop. Okay, don't go for a do while loop. Got it. And now let's close this one. So if you I have copy pasted again, right, in the read.text. So now it is printing properly. Okay, see, you got the value. Okay, and now we will go for a for loop and we'll see whether we can do the same thing. We don't have the iterations count right here. We don't have it, and we don't want to use the plus plus and minus increment and decrement operator also. But we can do this also with an for loop. I will show you how it is. Then you will come to know why we are using while loop here. So read, I will give something like for loop. Okay, I created a separate object here for scanner, and for loop we have to give for. So since we don't have the variable initialization here, we don't have nothing, and we don't have this increment and decrement operator. Iterations is also not known. Okay, but what you have to give inside this for loop now? You can give this condition. It will not be a problem if you give it, but it will throw an error if you open and close this, right. It will throw an error. What you have to do, since this is a condition, right, before this you would need to do an initialization in for loop. So just add a semicolon here and add a semicolon here, because increment and decrement are there after this condition, correct. That's how we will do, right, and for loop initialization, then condition, and then counter increment and decrement. So since we don't have both, we are just adding the semicolon here, and between that we are giving the condition. All right, now we will print this one here. Okay, so we will print this one. Yeah, don't forget to change the object of the scanner, otherwise it will throw an exception. Okay, I'm calling now with the object that is created for the for loop, and if you run this program, not going to have any issues. See, for loop also it reads and prints, but the reason why we are going for a while loop, you can see here it has a very good readability and it prints properly the values here. Do while we should not go, because if doesn't have any line, then it is throwing an exception, right. So it's not good for this example to go with do while loop. While loop is a better one. If you come to for loop, see here, does it look good? It's not, right. So instead of this one, that's why if you have this variable initialization conditions, increment, how much iterations it needs to run, and then how much increment and decrement it has to do for the iteration, everything. If you have the kind of requirement, then you can go for a for loop. Okay, otherwise you just go for an while loop. Okay, and this do while loop, in what circumstances you need to go, in case if some connections or if some thread needs to be started before running the checking for the condition. Okay, and that time you can go for a do while loop, because when you go for a while loop, If the condition fails, it will come out of the loop. Okay, but there will be some situations you need to start the thread or connections even if the condition fails. Okay, at that time just go for a do while loop. Okay, and this is another example which I am showing you for difference why we need to use the loops for while and do while. Okay. Okay, so I will say another one example quickly. So for a while loop, first I will show you. So using the scanner method, this is nothing but we are getting an input from the user. Okay, so the user has to put the input and then only it will check for the condition. Okay, this is one more example that we are going to see now. So for that also you have to use the scanner method, and I have created an object and pass this system dot in. Okay, and here I am giving a print statement called enter your ATM pin. Okay, and in the while loop what we are checking whether the user is giving an input or not, that we are checking here in the while condition. Okay, and in the string what we are storing, whatever the input that the user is giving, right, that we are storing it inside this s1 string. Okay, and that string we are checking whether it is equal to this pin. Okay, he is entering a pin, ATM pin, and it is getting stored inside the string, and we are checking this entered pin is equal to 9051. Okay, if it is correct then pin is correct and the loop will get end. Okay, we are giving a break here. If it is not correct, then it will print this pin entered is incorrect. Okay, so this is what the method is going to do now. And let us run this program here. And here you can see it will ask you to enter the pin. And let me type some random numbers. It will tell you that pin entered is incorrect. And now the iteration is not known, right? It keeps on going. It is based on the user input. Okay, and if I give as 9051, then you can see the pin entered is correct, and loop ends. You can see the program also got stopped because it checked and it comes out of the loop now. Okay, so this is what this is the another example that you are using while loop where you don't know the iteration based on the user input. We are going with the condition and we are checking for the condition. Okay, and we don't have any variable initialization also here, right? So this is another example for an while loop that we can use, and the same thing can be done using do while loop also. So let us see that now quickly. All right, so for the same example I have given with the do while loop here now, and I have created an object for the scanner, and this is the input from the user. We are storing it, and from this object we are saving the value to the string s1. Okay, and similarly we are comparing whether it is equal to 9051. Is equal, then pin entered is correct, and it will come out of this loop. If this pin entered is incorrect, then it will keep printing this statement. Okay, and in the while at last we are checking whether the input is coming or not. All right, so since it is from the user input side, right, the do while will not have any problem. It is similar to the while loop. Okay, so you can use both here, not going to have any issue. So you can keep on entering it here, and till it comes to that value 9051, and it will print and it will come out of the loop. Okay, this is with the do while loop, and in this case you can use both while and do while for this example. And now let's see with an same example with the for loop. Okay, all right, so we have the same logic here for loop, and you can see I have created an object, the same statement here, and here you can see since the variables and count increment or decrement are not available, and we have only the condition, right? As next is boolean condition, it is checking. So we are giving the for loop like this, similar to last example. Okay, so in this case, try to avoid for loop and just give a while or do while. Okay, and we are storing that value here. We are checking it here. The same thing we are doing it here also. And I'm running this program. You can see, and finally, if you give 9011, it will end. Okay, and you can give limitation also in our ATM pin and all. If you enter more than 4 times, it will get locked, right? So similar kind of logics also you can give it here, but our concentration will be mainly on this for loop and while loop. Why we have to use? So even the iterations is known, then it will be a good readable program. Here you will have the variable and you will have the uh, what is it, increment and decrement. Okay, so then the for loop is useful for you. Okay, it is meaningful. But if you don't have that one, just go for an while or do while loop. And in while and do while loop also, if the condition needs to be, or if the statement or logic needs to be executed before the condition checks, then go for a do while. Okay, and in some cases I told you, right, when you're reading that notepad, the text file, it doesn't have any value, so it throwed an exception. So at that time you have to go for an while loop. So in this kind of situations you need to see and use the loops properly in your program. Okay, I think this helps you to know about the difference between these loops, and thanks for watching my video.